Hi, I'm Stash. I work with Ghetto Film School, the executive producer. I've been there just over 9 years.
And my name is Gloria Alvarez. I'm a Ghetto Film School alumna, and I'm the host and special projects coordinator at the Ghetto Film School, and I work with MasterClass.
So you guys have the commonality of the Ghetto Film School. Did you know each other before that, or?
No. The first time we really got to know each other was actually in Brazil. I'd been working with the Ghetto Film School at that point for 4 or 5 years, leading international trips, and Gloria was one of our star students her first year coming into the program. So she was selected by her peers to be the director of a production that we did in Portuguese in Rio de Janeiro in the summer of 2009. So I'd known a little bit about her from her early work with us, but that was the first time where you really get to know somebody being on a set with a bunch of screaming Brazilians, I guess. It gets real very fast.
That is a perfect segue to my next question, which was going to be, what is it like working internationally compared to like being in New York City? Because I know you've done some work there as well.
Gee.
That's interesting. I really like working with, and the cool thing about doing things in different countries, like we're always encouraged to do at the Ghetto Film School, is that it allows you to interact with different cultures that maybe you wouldn't have had that opportunity through any other way. And the cool thing about it is that it really makes you realize how small the world is and how the things that we share with other people in other cultures are so much more than the differences that we have. So it's a very cool reminder and a way to like open up your eyes to all these new things that maybe you didn't know about before.
Yeah. I would only add to that in my own experiences traveling for fun and then also working with GFS especially, I really like to come away with a vivid memory of what happened. I'd rather that every vacation and every trip really feel distinct in my memory. And the best way I've found to do that is really to focus on making something, actually coming away with a finished product. And so when we take our groups internationally on shoots, and we've done a dozen of these over the last several years, we're always focused on really what is the thing we're going to come back with. And that makes this experience so unique and specific that it's unforgettable. Instead of being a kind of generic see cultures and get to know things, it's like it's very focused, and there's something you take away with it you can watch over and over again. And
what would you say your most memorable trip has been?
Professionally or for fun? That's a key distinction.
Whichever you'd like to say.
Okay, I'll keep it within the context of why we're here in the first place. For me, it's probably the first thesis trip that I led, which was in Paris, France. I have had a great experience on all the trips that we've done, but it was the first time I was in charge and had to call shots, and there was no one else to turn to and say, oh, what should we do now? Like, this kid's missing, we gotta go find this kid, like, what do we do now? You have a different experience when you're sort of calling the shots on a production, whether it's domestic or international. And so for me, it really left a wonderful takeaway experience, and also kind of a bump up in my own development as a filmmaker and working within the organization.
For me personally, my most memorable traveling experience has to be the thesis films. I was very lucky, like Stash mentioned before. I was selected by my peers to direct a project with a budget of $80,000 in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, leading like 20 different people in a crew that was a mix of people that were a lot older than me and my peers as well. So it was a very interesting mix of different ages and different cultures, and just going through how rigorous and intense a film set is, and sharing that experience with all these people simultaneously, it bonds you in a way that you never forget. You share all that pain that, like, day after day, waking up early in the morning to shoot and solving problems on your feet. It's something that you share forever, and it's really awesome that at the end of the day we have this short film that we get to see, and every time that I see it, I remember when we were making and taking each shot of it. So there's a memory connected to each of the shots in the movie. So it's definitely one of my favorite experiences.
Okay, I have one last question for you. If you didn't have any restrictions financially, globally, whatever it was, how would you choose to leave your mark on the world?
I would buy everyone unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I'll
with
take a white unicorn. With like a little
pink ones
sparkles.
only. Sorry,
Sparkles.
stop.
Oh.
Let me see. That's a really awesome question, but I have to like stop and think about it.
No, take
So
a
good.
couple minutes.
Because I don't have a good answer for that yet,
Mhm.
but I have an approach, which would just be that I think for me the value of having infinite resources is that you can kind of build concentric circles out
Mhm.
that are relying on a very strong foundation. The first foundation would probably be, if I had infinite resources, I'd probably spend the first like 6 months or a year just attending to my foundation, right? Like making sure that I was healthy and making sure that I was well rested and that I was practicing and learning and engaged in the world, and then add from that sort of in circles out who are the people in my environment that I can help, and listen to what their ideas are and help to empower them and connect them and build their foundations as well. And you know, Zuckerberg style, you start with the classroom in Harvard and you take over the world. Like, I feel like that would be the approach, and then I'd have to choose and listen carefully along the way to who has the best ideas, so I can help give them the resources they need.
That's a very good answer.
It's kind of
That's
cheating
awesome.
because it's not really an answer, but I don't know. Do you have anything to add? I mean, unicorns is pretty much
I
like
know.
the most awesome.
I would do that. No.
No idea. Honestly, like I would have to think about it a
That's
lot more.
okay.
It's a really good question, though. That's good.
Next time I'll preface the interview with that question. Just think about it.
She won't be able to go to sleep tonight. You'll be
No,
like
no.
tossing and turning.
Unicorns.
What would I do?
Unicorns and cake for everybody. You got a unicorn and you got a unicorn.
Oprah style.
Oprah style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oprah style.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks.